bread, more butter, more plata, more Fanta, no coke, no ganja. So gifted that he must know Santa, no slander. Let him hail his rain, more banter. Then I wonder, then I ponder how a short black boy came conquer. From a leg of his Benz to a Honda, to a crib from the bridge he was under. Did he do Yahoo? Did he lander? Now chicks follow bumper to bumper. See awards everywhere in the bunker. There's a chocolate boss Willy Wonka. Yeah.
Won't you marry me there? Well, tell your mommy, tell your daddy, tell your mother too. And if you want me, baby, let me know because I'll do it. I would like to take you for a ride. I'll be your Superman, I'll take you to the sky. So go on, break our hearts in me, cause I'll be action.
Yo, back with my new flows. For the club, for the street, for the studios. In my new crib, new car, new clothes. Same actor, different year, new boss. I'm a bad guy who knows sharp guys, who know fly guys, who pop new flow. And the champagne do flow anytime we celebrate, cause we generate new dough. And we off to conquer a new coast. Anywhere the game has got loopholes. All these rappers that be forming I2 knows. They can't keep up, they need glucose. Where did M come from, man, who knows? No other rap sound like judos. And he's not alone, he's got two bros. For the 2-0-1-0, who those Shop City boys say? Yeah.
Won't you marry me there? Well, tell your mommy, tell your daddy, tell your mother too. And if you want me, baby, let me know because I'll do it. I would like to take you for a ride. I'll be your Superman, I'll take you to the sky. So go on, break our hearts in me, cause I'll be actor for these action films. Oh, Shemi, looking party, party. Oh, Soji, honey, baby, ready. I'm feeling fine, the mood is right. We on tonight, let's go there. Let's go there. Let's go there. Let's go there.
Yo, back with the ginger, with the son of the carpenter, for another brand new adventure. My flow so cold, I bring winter. I'm the lyrical kung fu ninja. Enemies all around trying to injure. M.I. hold it down in the center, cause I'm championship like Inter. These dudes can't reach where I've been to. Got a moon, the flow can't censor. And I stand all alone like a rental, but I'm gentle, so simple, I'm a mentor. See, every time I flow, I'm a penta. Hip-hop's in trouble, I'm a saver. C-City, Loopy, welcome to M.I. the movie.
Call it love and devotion. Call it a mom's adoration. Foundation, a special bond of creation. Ha! For all the single moms out there going through frustration. Clean Bandit, China Ball, and Marie thing make them air.
She works the nights by the water. She's gone astray, so far away from her father's daughter. She just wants a life for a baby. All on her own, no one will come. She's got to save him.
Daily struggle.
She tells him, ooh, love, no one's ever gonna hurt you, love. I'm gonna give you all of my love. Nobody matters like you.
Stay up there.
She
Stay
tells
up
him
there.
your life ain't gonna be nothing like my life. You're gonna grow and have a good life. I'm gonna do what I got
Stay
to
up there.
do.
Stay up
So
there.
rock-a-bye, baby, rock-a-bye. I'm gonna rock you, rock-a-bye, baby, don't you cry. Somebody's got you, rock-a-bye, baby, rock-a-bye. I'm gonna rock you, rock-a-bye, baby, don't you cry. Rock-a-bye, no.
Rock-a-bye, rock-a-rock-a-rock-a-bye. Rock-a-bye, rock-a-rock-a-rock-a-bye. Single mom, what you doing out there? Facing the hard life without no fear. Just see and know that you really care. Cause any obstacle come, you well prepare. And no, mama, you never shed tear. Cause you have to set things year after year. And you give the youth love beyond compare. You find the school fee and the bus fare. Already pops disappear. In a wrong bar, can't find him nowhere. Steadily your workflow, everything you know, so you're not stop, no time for your dear.
Now she got a 6-year-old, trying to keep him warm, trying to keep out the cold. When he looks in her eyes,
Amazing. Wow. Oh my God. Thank you so much. That was a very heated one. Thank you so much, DJ, for that virtual atmosphere you set for us already. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another anticipated session of the Entrepreneurs Assembly. You are welcome. I'm very excited to be your moderator today, and my name is Frida Imboda Stanga. I know that you are also very excited to be in the room with us. But I just want to highlight two things very quickly. I see the consistency of some of us. I see Dr. Maria, I see Mr. Benga, I see Mr. Foster, I see Mr. Kevin, and so many of you. I just want to tell you that we love you from the bottom of our hearts. And then to those that every time you keep on sharing the link, we are proud of you. And it's because of people like you that we keep on growing. So in just 1 minute, I would like us to do something very quickly. Some people might have forgotten about today's session, today's date, and then have never even heard of the session before. So in 1 minute, I would like us to share the link to as many people we can think about, and we use the opportunity also to settle in, and we'll be right back. Amazing. Wow, wow, wow. Thank you so much for sharing the link. Let's keep on sharing the link. I am sharing it to my mother actually right now because she needs to be in this session right now. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And let's keep on sharing the link as we wait for others to join. But, oh, welcome, Mr. Christian, all the way from Ghana. Welcome, Chairman Dan. It's so exciting to have you here every day. I can see Mr. Gary. It's a pleasure having you join us today. Amazing, amazing. Now, welcome back to everyone and to those joining us for the first time. I'm very excited, and once again, I'm your moderator for today's session. And thank you so much for sharing the link. It makes us very proud to have you part of this community. Now, before anything, I would like us to watch a brief video. This video is supposed to help us understand online etiquette because the world has become very global, and it's very important that we know how to present ourselves when we have an online meeting. So in just a moment, I'd like us to watch a brief video, and then we'll be right back. Back in admin, thank you so much.
How to attend an online video meeting. Number 1, always stay in the center of the screen. Your face should be in the middle of the screen, not at the top or at the bottom of the screen. Number 2, your camera should always be at face level, maintaining a distance of 30 centimeters or an arm length from the screen. Number 3, your lighting should always be in front of you, not behind you. Number 4, always use the landscape option when using the video call option on your phone. Number 5, your background should be simplistic with plain decor. This keeps the attention of the audience focused on you. Number 6, always make sure there are no moving objects or people behind you while you're in an active meeting. Number 7, always keep your camera on. It is considered unprofessional and in most gatherings unacceptable to leave your camera turned off. Number 8, remember to switch off your mic or mute it when not actively participating in a conversation or dialogue. Number 9, always check to make sure your name and company name appear on the window tab. Number 10, always try to be still. Avoid making too many movements or fidgeting during a meeting. Number 11, eating food or having a snack during a video session is considered considered rude and indecent. However, having a glass of water, tea, or coffee is acceptable. Number 12. When speaking, also try to maintain a normal tone or pitch. Never shout or speak erratically. Number 13. Be on time and ready. Make sure you have everything set up 10 minutes ahead of the appointed time. Number 14. Always look smart. Dress appropriately, you never know who's watching. Number 15. Always let the team know when you're done speaking by indicating I'm done or thank you. Number 16. Do not exceed your time limit. Number 17. Always have your pen and notepad ready so you can take down important points and highlights of the meeting. This is very important. Number 18. Make sure all the necessary devices are functional and running, such as your mic, camera, speakers, and internet connection. Also check your device battery status to make sure they are fully charged. Number 19. Always stay focused and attentive during a meeting. Avoid multitasking so you don't get yourself and others distracted. Number 20. Most importantly, try to be yourself. Stay calm and smile. Thank you.
This video is powered by eVillage, the world's first entrepreneurship village, Africa's Silicon Valley.
All right. Most importantly, stay calm and smile. So why not, if you're in a comfortable space, please turn on your camera. We'll love to see your beautiful faces. We'll love to see your handsome faces. And we'll also love to see your very serious face, because I know today we mean business. Thank you so much, Admin, for sharing that beautiful video with us. I'm sure we all learned a thing or two. At this moment, I'd like to just appreciate some elders that have joined us in the group today, in the assembly today. Sorry, pardon me, Mr. Chairman Dan, which is our elder, Mr. Gbenga, Mr. Kevin Marios, Dr. Maria, and Mr. Erico. Thank you so much to our elders for always showing up with grace every time. We appreciate you. Last week, we got to hear from our very own patron, Dr. Sumi Smart Francis. I want us to do something very simple. I'm going to give someone the opportunity, just 10 seconds, to help us. What did you carry with you from last week? And what are you carrying for the rest of your life from yesterday, last week's session? I'll just give a moment to someone, just raise your hand, and we can recap on something very interesting. Okay, I don't want to randomly call someone, but I think I would have to do that. Don't be shy. Just raise your hand and let's recap. Okay, right. I don't know if I can see someone's hand right now, but I would have to call Mr. Kevin Marius in just 10 seconds. Let's recap on the most important thing you learned from last week.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm still sitting with last week's session. What day sleeping? What are you building? And this has been my topic the entire week. And I'm telling you, Mr. President, you nailed it. And this got me going back and looking at my business and everything else that I'm doing in a different lens. And I share that actually, it didn't stay just here, Mr. President. I share it with a couple office hours that I went through, and it blew the people's mind. And now they're asking me, we need more of this. I'm like, I'm not the person who said it. You're gonna have to contact Mr. President because that message shook the world. So thank you so much. And I'm building. So we're not sleeping, we're
Yes.
building now.
We are definitely not sleeping. We are definitely not sleeping. Amazing. Thank you so much, Mr. Kevin, for that. I learned a thing or two from last week session. We are definitely not sleeping too. Thank you so much to everyone. And for those who are still sharing the link, this is very helpful. This is actually a global platform. So we have people from different parts of the world joining us today. We are so excited about this. And if this is your first time joining us, you are welcome. We do this every Saturday, 5 p.m. GMT +1. We come here to learn, to collaborate, to get mentored, and to partner with each other. So if this is your first time, you are very welcome. I'm going to be reading some few testimonies now, which are going to serve as a testament to the impact this assembly causes. So my first testimonial is all the way from Meshach sang all the way from Kenya. If you have Kenyans in the room, why not show yourself, give us some emojis, some love emojis, or even if you want to represent Kenya today, why not? Let's keep the room heated. Kevin says, last week was my first time attending the assembly. It was a powerful reminder that true entrepreneurship is one not just about being seen or remembered. It's about building something that creates value, impacts lives, and continuously speaks long after we are gone. The question is not, will people remember my name? The question is, what will my work leave behind? That session left me with a deeper understanding of what truly it means to build with purpose. Of course, what does it mean to build with purpose? Our next testimonial is coming all the way from Egypt. Now, we know that we have the biggest entrepreneurship festival happening in Egypt. So, me particularly, I'm very excited to see someone join the assembly all the way from Egypt. So, if you want to represent Egypt, why not? I'm representing Egypt myself. All the way from Egypt, we have Yasmin Hassan. Yasmin says, I used to find myself caught in endless cycle of planning, waiting for the perfect moment before taking action. But Mr. President's session gave me a powerful perspective. While you are waiting for something to be perfect, someone else may already be taking action on the opportunity you are preparing for. The message was simple but profound. Progress beats perfection every day and every time. Of course, progress will always beat perfection every day and every time. And it takes discipline to keep on progressing in life. Ladies and gentlemen, we are about getting to the most important session of today. I'm particularly very excited. Ooh, yes, let's drop some emojis. Let's keep the atmosphere heated. We are about to receive a pack of knowledge. Last week was amazing. And this week, I know that we are not leaving here the same. I have my journal with me. I have my pen with me, and I'm sure that we are all prepared. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have our guest speaker all the way from the UK. Oh, when I mentioned that this was a global platform, trust me, it is global. Mr. Gary Ashworth. I'm going to be reading his profile, and you know that I'm not joking about this session. Gary Ashford is a serial entrepreneur, investor, business advisor, and executive coach from the UK. Gary has built, scaled, and backed more than 30 businesses and has served as a non-executive director on 11 boards across different sectors. He is also the founder of Double Up Money Mastery, amazing, and the author of Eat the Pardon First. With over 4 decades of experience in business, Gary brings practical experience in entrepreneurship, investment, business, growth, and wealth creation. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up for Mr. Gary Ashworth. Ooh.
Well,
Thank you
thank
so
you.
much, sir.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me in your esteemed group. I'm very excited to be here, and I'd like to share some of my experiences. And I'm really happy to tell you about my failures as well as my successes, because I think sometimes people learn more from pain than they do from pleasure. If you put your hand in the fire, it hurts more. So I really wanted to embody what I had to say in a sentence which is really about finding financial security for life, which is, I think, what most entrepreneurs want to do. They want to find financial security for life. And I think it's easier to do that if you start your own business or you buy into your own business and start being an entrepreneur. And the first point that I wanted to make, I'll just make 10 points in the 20 minutes that I've got, and then I would love you to ask all sorts of embarrassing questions to me, which I'll answer as honestly as I can. But the first thing I wanted to say is I think anybody can do it. Nearly everybody can do it. Nearly everyone can start their own business. The most motivating talk I ever had was a slightly unfortunate talk that I had from my father when I was 16 years of age. It was when I flunked my exams at school. He looked me in the face and he said, We'll always love you, son, even though you'll never amount to anything. That's a really tough thing for a 16-year-old to hear. But that phrase, in a way, gave me a kick in the pants that I needed. And it made me realize that nobody was going to do this for me and that I better go and do it for myself. I had an average upbringing. I didn't go to university. I was adopted when I was 6 weeks old. I didn't come from a entitled family. Um, but it made me realize that we're all capable of finding financial security for life. And actually, in these days now, I don't think having a salary from somebody else is satisfying, and it's not secure anymore. Especially at a time when we've just read the statistics this week that globally, a lot of graduates coming out of college and university are struggling to find work. So I think a lot of us are going to go back to the old ways of working for them ourselves. This is what we used to do. We used to trade chicken for a bag of potatoes in the old days. So I want to give a lot of young entrepreneurs permission to be successful, because you don't need a great idea. It's all about the execution. The qualities that you need now to be successful, I think, in 2026 are different than they had been before. I think passion is important, but intelligence isn't important anymore. For £20 a month, we can buy a subscription to an AI model that can tell us 100 times more than we know ourselves. So I would encourage everybody to just jump in with both feet. You don't need to make a great splash. You don't have to give up everything. A lot of people set up their own businesses as a side hustle, doing their day job from 9 to 5 and then working in the evenings. A lot of great people that we know about. Phil Knight built Nike doing that. So I think let's be positive and realize that you're only on this planet once, so let's all have a go. The second point that I wanted to make is that I spent a lot of my younger years studying what made businesses successful and what made people successful. And they seem to fall into three camps. Successful businesses were either monopolies. Well, that's quite difficult to find if you're a young entrepreneur. The second group of companies that were successful, they were companies that invented something really new that never had ever seen before, like super glue or even an iPhone. Well, that's pretty difficult to do. That depressed me. But the third group of people really excited me. And these are the third type of company that did well. And it didn't seem to matter whether they were in a service sector or whether they were in an industrial sector or manufacturing. The one thing that brought them all together, the one quality that they had, was that they aimed high. They set these big, hairy, audacious goals that Jim Collins talks about in his book, Good to Last, or Built to Last. And that was something that I could do as a young entrepreneur. I could set goals that made me suck air, that made me think, God, can I really do that? And then chunk down my goals into bite-sized chunks. So I would encourage everybody to aim high and to go for it. Now, when I was writing my most recent book, the one thing I asked people was, well, how much is enough? How much is enough for you? I asked founders, people starting up, students, millionaires and billionaires, how much is enough? How much is enough for you? And the answer was actually quite depressing. I'm sure you can guess. The main answer that everybody said was just a little bit more than I've got now. And if you think about that, wow, that means that none of us will ever be happy because we're always searching for something that's a bit bigger. So my third point would be begin with the end in mind. Start at the end and then chunk down. that was really the heart of the book that I first wrote, Eat the Pudding First. It really means begin with the end in mind and write down what success looks like for you. And then when you reach that level, you can reassess it. Maybe you can stop, maybe you can keep going. But don't be one of those people who focuses just on the destination and doesn't enjoy the journey. You have to smell the roses along the way. I'm saying that from experience because I didn't do that. I probably spent 15 years of my life just being a busy fool, missing school plays, missing bedtime for the kids. And so I would say begin with the end in mind. Um, when I set up a business, I always ask three questions. They're simple questions. And I think if you can answer these questions truthfully and honestly and factually, it'll tell you whether to start your business or not. The first question is, how much will it cost? Second question is, how much will it make? And the third question is, how long will it take? It's really that straightforward. I mean, a lot of people that are working on finding out this great idea, and I see them in coffee bars and in wine bars, and they're still talking about this great idea they've got 10 years later. In my experience, it's never about the idea. It's all about the execution. You're setting up a pizza place, be better than everybody else. If you're going to set up a plumbing business, be better than anybody else. If you're going to buy a business and grow it, it's not about being good in business. It's just about being better than the people that we're competing against. It's really that straightforward, I think. So if you can ask those three questions, I think you'll do well. And a lot of people, I think, in business, each year they just try and do a little bit better than the year before. But as the old saying goes, if you don't know where you're going, any road will take you there. So begin with the end in mind, set your goal, and then chunk down, really. The next point that I want to make isn't something that I invented, it's just something that I observed. And it's something I observed about how people build wealth. Because it's not about just doing a bit better this year than you're doing last year. And I felt so strongly about that the latest book that I've written, Double Up Money Mastery, is really talks about this. And if anybody's interested, don't buy the book. Download the free audio copy that's available on my website. It's narrated by me, and you can listen to it on the car or walking the dog or on your way to the gym or wherever you go. And what I'm saying is, you only have to double 10,000 10 times to make 10 million. It could be pounds, rupees, dollars, it doesn't matter. You only have to double 10,000 10 times to make 10 million. That's 10 good decisions that you have to make in your life. Just 10 good decisions. That can't be too difficult, can it? Not compared to the 2,000 decisions we make every day about what time to get up and what to wear and what to eat for breakfast and what coffee to drink. We make all kinds of decisions. Just 10 good decisions. Now, I think it takes 3 to 4 years if you're focused to double your stake. So it's not a quick, instant solution. This is slow, boring mathematics. If you want to double your stake 10 times, it might take 30 years. And in this world that we all live in, of instant gratification, where everything we see online, people want it tomorrow. Amazon will deliver it tomorrow. Someone else will lend us the money to buy it. But I don't think the world really works like that. Instant gratification. We all see those YouTube videos with, crypto people. I don't think the real world is like that. Maybe it is for the very few who win a lottery. But my experience is it's a slog. It's hard work. You need to be tenacious and keep going. I think Winston Churchill said, If you find yourself walking through hell, keep going. And I think private equity have really learned how to do this well. And they use it through understanding debt. And there's only one word for debt, even if it's used in a good way or a bad way. And I think how we use debt is important. For example, if you bought a house and you wanted to double your money, you might have to wait 10 years or 20 years for that to happen. That would be a very slow dance. But if you had a 75% mortgage on that house and you could improve it, then the house would only have to go up 25% for you to have doubled your initial stake. So if you don't take out too much debt, I have a sort of 65 to 75% rule where you don't get over leveraged. And that's good debt. When you're using debt to buy a business or something that's going to increase in value or a house, I think that's good debt. Bad debt is buying something that is going to go down in value. It could be a new car, you lose 10% of its value as soon as you drive it out of the showroom. It could be a pair of trainers. You certainly don't want to buy a round of drinks on a credit card and then not even remember what cocktail you had by the time the bill comes. But people do that all the time. And in fact, it does worry me that we're not educating our children well enough to understand debt. And you get all these credit cards. It's almost a new form of child abuse, giving credit cards and free bank accounts to 18 and 19-year-olds. And then after a year, putting the interest rate up to 3% a month, 30% a year, or whatever it is. So I think understanding debt is something that entrepreneurs need to do very, very well. And the other thing, my next point number 6, is really thinking about the structure that we set our businesses up in. We do live in a global economy. This is a global entrepreneur festival. People are watching from all over the world. And you need to set up your business in a proper structure. There's no point thinking about what the tax regime is or what the structure is just as you're about to sell the business. You need to do it right at the beginning. Now, we all have to pay tax. It's one of those things that everybody has to do. But there are different tax regimes based on different structuring. Do you have the business in your own name? Does it go into a company? Should it be an offshore device? And just to show, I know it's boring talking about tax. It even bores me. I may go to sleep in a minute. But just an example that I used before. I said if you double £10,000 10 times, you get to 10 million. But if you paid 24% tax every time you doubled your stake, which is about the going worldwide rate, then instead of having 100 million, you'd only have 32 million. So you'd be leaving 73 million, so 76 million, whatever it is, so I need to do the maths, on the table just by not structuring it properly. So in the UK, you can buy your own personal house and live in it and improve it, and you won't pay tax if you sell it, if it's your private residence. With some companies, you can roll your gain into the next venture. So all I'm saying is don't try and avoid tax, but take the best tax advice you can to structure the business in a way that is the most tax efficient. And then think about the business that you're going into. Some people go into business because it's a lifestyle, and that's great. And I think a lot of young people now who are focusing more on what their sense of purpose is, the sort of Gen Z crowd, a lot of them aren't building a business to sell. They're building it for a lifetime, a lifestyle. They're building it for a purpose that they want to be happy and hang out with people that they like, and a certain level of income is fine for them. But if you are building a business to sell, as most of us are, you put the same amount of risk, money, passion, blood, sweat, and tears into building a business that you might sell for a 3 times multiple than you might sell for a 7 or an 8 or a 10 times multiple. So maybe consider that at the beginning, what type of business am I going to be building a business that's going to have a high value or a low value? Because you can't change that when it comes to sell the business, but you can change that on the way in. And I'm just selling a business at the moment that I didn't found. And sometimes the best businesses can be the businesses that you buy that other people are tired of or have been running for a long time. Because there's an enormous amount of risk in setting up your own business. Does anybody want to buy your product? A lot of businesses fail in the first 2 years. But if you're buying a business that's tired, somebody else, some owner's been fatigued or they've been doing it for years, or it's gone bust, maybe because it was badly run, you could buy it off the liquidator for £1. Sometimes buying a business for a small amount of money is a much faster way to get to your destination. The business that I bought for £80,000, we're looking to sell now for in excess of £20 million 6 years later. I couldn't have done that if we had started it from scratch. So my next point really is talking about, we touched on it earlier, the qualities that people need now in 2026 to be successful in business. Because I do think they're different qualities than the qualities that we're involved in 20 or 30 years ago. Intelligence now is something that's everywhere. People always talk about ambition, but I think ambition's cheap too. The qualities that I think I look for when I'm having a one-to-one conversation with people, or I do a boardroom accelerator where I'm helping people grow their businesses, a 2-month plan to try and help them grow. I'm really looking for tenacity, competitiveness. It's not just about being good in business, it's about being better than the people that you're competing against. Some people say it's easy to be successful in business. You just have to predict the future and be right. But with AI now, with all this wisdom around, all this knowledge around, we can do so much more with our knowledge base. But I think qualities like rapport skills or cunning, I don't mean cunning in a bad way, I mean cunning in a way that you're looking to find solutions, and qualities of being able to change direction quickly are so important. I call it walking through the legs of giants. That's what we need to be doing when we're setting up businesses. You don't want to be Blockbuster Video employing, 9 million people, I think, 90,000 people when Netflix came around and stole their lunch. You need to adapt. We all need to adapt. And often what got us here, the expression said, won't get us there. So they're great qualities. And since we're talking about AI, I think we should use AI to make ourselves smart rather than getting AI to do stuff. I'm not an expert in AI, but I do know there are going to be an enormous amount of job losses. And whilst in 10 years' time, I'm quite optimistic, I think a lot of economies are going to struggle, and all people are going to struggle with the amount of mass unemployment that we might have to have, and while we're retraining people quickly. So I think we need to be aware of how quickly the world is changing and how quickly we need to adapt for it, really. And then finally, my point 10 would be really, when you reach your goal, enjoy what you've done and realize why you're doing it. I certainly thought in my younger days, finding financial security was about buying things, buying a Ferrari, buying a watch, buying a yacht. those are the things that I was aiming to do, owning my own home. And when I was a little bit along the journey, um, I realized that actually the next point for me was financial security buying time for me and my family. And um, and having time, there were so many years when I missed the school play or didn't get home in time to put the kids to bed that I regret now. 15 years when I ran around like a busy fool, um, building a business that didn't gain any more value than it had for the first 5 years. But now when I look at the top of the pyramid, the real goal is about finding peace, finding a peaceful life and finding a sense of purpose that comes with that. And for me, my sense of purpose, having made so many mistakes and having battle scars, um, and falling into holes. I'll give you two examples of that. When I sold my first business, it was a public company. I floated it, I sold it for 10 times the float price. And I thought I was a great entrepreneur. I thought I could do anything. So I didn't stay with what I knew. I went out and bought a restaurant chain, another small public company, and I failed miserably. I learned, what was I doing? Thinking I was Gordon Ramsay or something? I got hooked on this sort of shiny object syndrome of everything looked lovely over the other side. And I lost all of my money very publicly because it was a public company. And people that knew about the restaurant business were laughing at me from the sidelines. The other greatest failure that I had was I built a business, a tech business that was doing very well. And then the market turned against me. I thought it was the chief executive. I changed the chief executive and the business started to decline. I finally sold the business and did very well. I sold it for many millions. But had I sold it at its peak, I would have made another 17 million pounds. So I left 17 million pounds, which is about $25 million on the table. That felt bad. So now my new sense of purpose, my top of the pyramid for me, and everybody's different, is to try and help other people to learn from the mistakes that I've made. And wherever I go, all over the world, I meet people of all ages, in all countries, of all cultures. And when I talk to them, I find that they have a level of competence that's greater than their level of confidence. And as soon as I see that authentically, I try and encourage them to not have any regrets and go for it. And I think it's our duty really to encourage a lot of young people and old to not have regrets. My final point that I'll leave you with is I 3 years ago was dragged into a carol service on Christmas Eve. I didn't want to go, and the lesson of the day was about they'd done a survey of people over 100 years of age, asking them to look back on their life and asking them what they'd have done differently. And the number one thing that they would have done differently was they wished they had taken more chances. They wished they'd set up a business. They wished they'd asked that girl or boy out for a date. They wished they'd traveled to Australia. And we don't want to have regrets. We're only on this planet once. So let's make the best of it, and let's make the best for ourselves and our families. And if I can help any of you find financial security for life, I'd be delighted now. I've finished the end of my little 10 tips, and I'd like to throw it out open to the whole room, to the whole assembly, for you to ask any questions or criticize me or give any advice to anybody else that might be in the room. So thank you for listening,
Wow.
And thank you for
Wow,
inviting me.
wow, 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 wow. That is so amazing. Can we put our hands together for Mr. Gary Ashworth? Let's put our hands together for Mr. Gary Ashworth for that amazing delivery. Please, can we appreciate Mr. Gary for that wonderful delivery? Thank you so much. Wow, 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 wow. Where can I start from? And you see, it's actually our year of helping. And thank you so much, Mr. Gary, for helping entrepreneurs avoid costly mistakes in their entrepreneurial journey. I have learned amazing lessons today. The entrepreneurial mistakes that could cost you everything. And I'm so glad that I didn't miss this session. It was fully packed with amazing lessons for entrepreneurs who are planning to build businesses that will last. Wow, wow, wow. It's feedback time where we're going to be taking, some responses from entrepreneurs across the globe. So if you have some questions for Mr. Gary, just raise up your hand using the reaction button. Today's session was actually simply amazing. Simply amazing. Can we put our hands together one more time for Mr. Gary? Actually, I've learned a lot of things today. Mr. Gary started with the issue of finding financial security. You see, one more time, it's feedback session. If you have some question that you want to ask Mr. Gary, please do well to hit the reaction button by just raising up your hand. So, as I was saying earlier, you see, I've learned a lot, from finding financial security to aiming high, begin with the hand in mind. You said it's not about the idea, about execution. Wow, wow, wow. And one thing that actually struck me, which actually Mr. President has been harping on since the beginning of this year, he said something, Mr. Gary, he said, before you build anything, build structure and system. Wow, 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 wow. Thank you so much, sir. Now I can see Kelvin there. So Kelvin, I'm going to be giving you 1 minute. It's question time. And Mr. Gary is right here. I've asked you to unmute your mic. Uh, the floor is yours for the next 1 minute. Over to you, Mr. Kevin.
What an amazing talk, Gary. And as I'm sitting down thinking, by the way, Mr. President delivered an amazing last week session. While you're sleeping, what are you building? So this caused me to go back and take immediate action. So to keep up with the growing demand for my work and my business, I created a Story OS, an AI powered platform and community that will help leaders and entrepreneurs turn their live experience into their message, authority, and offers. So, Gary, the question for you is based on your experience building and buying successful businesses. If you were in my shoes building Story OS today, what would you focus on during the next 12 months to create reoccurring revenue, reduce the business dependence on its founder, and make it valuable enough that someone would eventually want to buy it in the future?
Yes, over to you, Mr. Gary. The mic is yours, sir.
Thank you. That's a good question. It's a good question. So, firstly, let me caveat my answer by saying not all my answers are right. Sometimes I get it wrong, but I'll do my best, Kevin. Um, I always think that there's no point in having a good idea or a good business unless you are well known. You have to be well known. And in this world that we're living in, if I fell over now and broke a tooth and needed to find a dentist, I'm in France at the moment, I would probably look up the social media comments on the dentist before I realize whether they're any good or not. So it's so important that your own brand gets well known. So, however great your business is, Kevin, if nobody knows about it or not enough people know about it, so what's the most cunning way that you can get well known without just throwing money at it, because that's not the answer. And I would spend a lot of this evening thinking about how can I get well known quickly, so that more and more people will understand and know about my product. That's going to be building the brand, building your personal brand and the brand of the product. Now, I decided 6 months ago to start doing some coaching, and from a standing start, I built my Instagram following to 217,000 or whatever it is. It doesn't have to take long, but it does take some cunning and it does take some thought. That's the first part of your question. You've got to be well known nowadays to be successful, I think. And then bear in mind what I said earlier, it's not about being good in business, it's just about being better than the people that you're competing with. So I'm hoping that your competitor knowledge is absolutely spot on, that you even know what your competitors are eating for breakfast and how they're thinking and what they're turning their product in, so that you can make yours more compelling. The other part of the question that you asked is one that entrepreneurs struggle with so much, and that is most entrepreneurs are charismatic people, they've got good rapport skills, and they're great salespeople. But there comes a time when you want to stop being a corner shop and you want to turn it into a proper store. And to do that, you have to get work done through others. And letting go is not something that entrepreneurs are very good at. But you've got to learn to let go, and you've got to learn to get work done through others. And you've got to be prepared to hire somebody better than you are. Now, that doesn't go down well with a lot of entrepreneurs, but you've got to do that. And even when you've done that, the next phase is getting it done through other managers. That's another source of indigestion for a lot of us. It was for me. And then the final stage is hiring a chief executive and learning not to be an interfering person and stand back and be a good chairman and let the chief executive or the person running the business do their job really well. Did that answer any of that question, Kevin?
Wow, thank you so much once again, Mr. Gary, and also Mr. Calvin for that wonderful question. I'm going to be moving on to Dr. Maria. After Dr. Maria, I can see SSF, the tall. So, Dr. Maria, I've asked you to unmute your mic. You have 30 seconds for your question. The mic is yours, Dr. Maria. Dr. Maria, I've asked you to unmute your mic. You have the floor for 30 seconds. The floor is yours, Dr. Maria. I think your mic is unmuted. Hello, Dr. Maria. We're waiting for you to speak. Your mic is unmuted right now. Okay, so I think Dr. Maria is having issues with probably the network or I might. I'm going to move now to SSF the third. So SSF the third, the upcoming young entrepreneur, the mic is yours. I've asked you to unmute your mic. You have 30 seconds.
Thank you. My name is Sumisma Francis III. And my question is, are you actually really sure that having no regrets could be the best for someone?
So could you just repeat that question, please? Am I sure that is what's the best?
Having no regret, telling someone to have no regrets is the best.
Yeah, so Mr. Gary, so the young SSF is just asking that, you said something earlier that, having no regret, how do you, the issue around regret, the issue that you raised the other time around regret. So he's just putting that question back to you.
Yes, I think it's a good question. Thank you for that question, and nice to meet you. I think the fear of regret sometimes holds us back. And if I could be in a locked room with my 23-year-old self or my 20-year-old self, the advice I would give myself is I'd say to myself, don't worry, Gary, it's going to be okay. You're going to make it okay. And I just worry that if we are frightened of regretting something, it might stop us from doing it in the first place. And we never know how good something might turn out if we don't do it. That's what I mean. I didn't mean to be reckless, and I apologize if it came over that way. But I do think we should be ambitious and not too worried. You're at a great age, actually, to set up a business, because when you're older and you've got a mortgage and children, and if it goes wrong, it can be awful. But if you've got no responsibilities and you're young, it's a fantastic age to set up a business, because if it all goes wrong, you can just pick yourself up, dust yourself down, and do it again, or get a job for somebody else. So you've got your whole world in front of you, and that's a fantastic place to be, exciting place to be.
Well, thank you so much, Mr. Gary. I'm going to be moving on to Chikodi. I can see Chikodi, and immediately after Chikodi, I think I'm going to be moving to Dr. Maria. So, Chikodi, I've asked you to unmute your mic. You have 30 seconds for your question. The mic is yours, Chikodi.
Thank you, Mr. Gbenga Debambo. My question is this.
Chikodi,
You said
Chikodi, we're having issues with your, I think there's something, the network is glitching. Hello, Chikodi, your network is glitching. So I'm going to be moving on to, well, I can see Dr. Maria, but Dr. Maria, I'm still coming back to you. I can see Frida. Frida, you have the mic for 30 seconds.
All right.
Our amiable
Thank you so
moderator.
much.
Hi, Frida.
Thank you so, yes. Thank you so much, Mr. Benka. So I just want to ask a question. I know there is a thin line between tenacity and then when to give up. So in your 30 years of consulting and business, what do you look out for to show when an entrepreneur should give up on something or when they should keep carrying on with tenacity? Thank you.
Okay, that's the best question that I've been asked this year, I would say. And I'm not sure that I know the answer. I would say that the point that you should give up is further along the road than you realize it should be. There's a chapter in my book called Try Lots of Stuff and Keep What Works. But how long should you try it for before you give up? And if we listen to a lot of coaches and a lot of sports people, they'll say, keep going, don't give up. And if we look at the recent World Cup, winning goals were scored in the 7th, 8th, 9th minute of extra time. Don't check out early. But in my experience, if you find yourself riding a dead horse, you've got to get off. And sometimes it comes down to running out of money. Sometimes it comes down to the pride that entrepreneurs have, that they don't want to give up. I remember talking to Richard Branson. He just pushed this virgin cola. It tasted awful. I mean, I thought it was dreadful, but he kept pushing it. And it was only when somebody, it's quite rude, only when someone told him it tastes like somebody had farted in his mouth that he gave up. I don't know the answer to that question, but I think it's better to be too tenacious and keep going for longer than to give up too soon. If you think about things that we've done in our lives, I come from an older generation where a lot of people smoked. So many people failed at giving up smoking the first, second, third, or fourth time. It took them a while. So many people that conquer and go on a weight loss journey, they fail the first 2 or 3, 4 times before they get to their goal. So I would say be more tenacious than anybody else, but there will come a time when you do need to give up. And if you really learn the answer to that question, Frida, please phone me anytime, day or night, and tell me the answer.
Wow, thank you so much, Mr.
I'm
Gary.
sorry I can't be any more positive.
Now I'm going to be moving to Dr. Maria and immediately after Dr. Maria to Chairman Dan. So Dr. Maria, I've asked you to mute your mic. You have 30 seconds for your question.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, Mr. Gary, for this presentation. I have two questions. You spoke about making 10 good decisions. I wanted to know if you have a system that you take through your decision to be able to know that this one is a very good decision. And also about the three questions you spoke about that we must ask before starting a business. I wanted to know at which point, how would you know that, okay, after taking it through this three questions, this business is not worth it, or you should go ahead? Is there anything that you can help me to arrange me about? Thank you so much.
Well, thank you, Dr. Maria, for your question. I held my three fingers up when I asked those three questions, and I said them quite quickly. How much will it cost? How much will it make? And how long will it take? But there's a lot of research that goes in behind those three questions. So, one, how much will it cost? I have a rule of 2 and 3 when I ask how much will it cost, because everything I do in life seems to cost twice as much and take 3 times as long as I think it's going to. Even if, I built a shed in my garden last year. That cost twice as much and took 3 times as long to build as I thought it would. And I think that happens quite a lot in business too. So ask yourself how much it will cost, but give yourself a margin of error. And then ask how long it will take, but give yourself a margin of error. And when you're looking at how much it'll make, you can generally model other businesses. And whilst I don't like to copy other people's ideas or plagiarize them, I do think, I call it creative swiping. We can creatively swipe other people's ideas, adapt them to ourselves. And often when you're setting up businesses, you can look at your competitors. Sometimes their accounts are published. You can go to, in Britain, it's Companies House, and pull people's accounts and do the analysis. I often feel that I find that business owners are quite helpful about giving you knowledge about their company. They tend to be quite narcissistic and like talking about themselves. Most people do. And if you seek attention or a meeting with them, often they'll give you a lot of advice for free. So in your excitement to set up a business, I think it's easy to get carried away with spreadsheets. Anyone can make £1 million on an Excel spreadsheet. And that's why I come back to ask those three questions, but give yourself a bit of latitude. But there will come a time when you just have to take the risk. And that's why I think sometimes it's better to buy a cheap business that's already established, where people have just got tired or aren't running it very well, and then build it more quickly, because the proof of concept is already there. I hope that answers the question.
Wow. Yes, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mr. Gary. And I just have Mr. Dan. So, Mr. Dan, I'm just going to give you 30 seconds. I know you are a good manager of time. And also, I'm going to give Mr. Gary 30 seconds to respond also. So, Chairman Dan, you have the floor for 30 seconds.
So, Gary, I feel like you are an entrepreneur brother from a different mother. I laughed at your comment when you said you really didn't know the answer. I laughed again with your rules of 2 and 3. I agree with every one of those things. The answer to the question, I don't know either, but it's the toughest question you'll have in business, is when is it too much? Winston Churchill in the Second World War said, never give up, never, never, never give up. Kevin O'Leary in Shark Tank says the hallmark of an entrepreneur is they never give up. So you do need to keep going longer than you expect. And you will know when the pressure is so bad, when the money is so gone, whatever it is, you'll be at a point where you literally will have no choice. That's too late. But that's my gauge. And Gary, I definitely am going to reach out to you on LinkedIn. We definitely need to talk.
You do. Right. My 30-second answer is this. Whenever you meet an assembly of entrepreneurs, even if you're the talker, you learn from other people. I'm just learning from Dan now. I'm learning from the questions that other people have asked. And even if you think you're the one giving the information, you're actually learning at the same time. So they say you become the average of the 5 people you hang out with. Hang out with great people. And thank you very much for having me in your assembly.
Well, thank you so much, Mr. Gary. And then I was looking through the room. I was looking through the room and I can see Mr. President. Mr. President, I think, today has been so amazing. And I would just want to ask, or don't let me say ask, you probably nudge Mr. President. Probably Mr. President will have something to say because a lot of things have been learned today. And then I would just quickly want to bring up Mr. President. Mr. President, it's good to have you here. And I'm going to be using the mic to you. Over to you, Mr. President.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ashworth. Thank you very much. Very deep, deep knowledge. It was really sinking in. And same like Mr. Dan, I had several scenarios where I learned and several scenarios when I laughed as well. I laughed at the shade you were building in your backyard that cost more than you expected. We're going through the same thing right now. So I'm glad you have told us to give in some more room for those errors. Beautiful, beautiful message. 10 times, 10,000 times, 10 times, $10 million. Just extend good decision. Amazing. Amazing. And I love the part where you really spoke about the fact that at this level, you're just buying time and you're just buying peace. That is the beauty. Like people don't understand. At a level in my life, I didn't understand when somebody says they don't have time. I almost thought they were faking it. I thought, how could you be so busy and you could be so big and you don't have time? So it now got to a level in my life when I realized that all we're working for right now is to get more time, is to get more freedom and more peace. And thank you for reminding us of that. I want to encourage everybody, follow Mr. Ashford on all platforms, get his books, Eat the Pudding First. And he's got another book, I think is Double Up. Get those two books, very, very important. I think he just said that they're online, so you can get some of them for free. But I don't want to also forget the fact where you spoke over, competence over confidence. That 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 is deep. That is deep. There are a lot of people that are very confident about who they are, where they're going. But where's the competence? Where's the competence that validates your confidence? I held on to that. That was very, very good. And of course, I would never miss the opportunity to extend an invitation to the Global Entrepreneurship Festival in Cairo, Egypt, where we will have the opportunity to meet Mr. Gary Ashford in person. So I'm going to connect with you. We're going to speak more about the event. And of course, we will get to connect with you, especially to learn more from the amazing mistakes that has made you who you are. If you're just joining us, this is the Entrepreneurs Assembly. Never miss it. We have amazing speakers like Mr. Ashford and different serial entrepreneurs from all over the world. It's so good to see everybody and also the assembly leaders. Mr. Dan, it's nice to see you. Nice to see Kevin and Dr. Maria and every one of you from different continents. And we just want to say thank you, Mr. Ashworth. Do not leave yet. We got about 5 minutes and then we all exit this place at the same time. God bless you guys.
Wow, thank you so much, President. And Mr. Gary Ashworth, I have a question for you. And the question is this. You see, this is a global community of entrepreneurs across the globe. And my question is this. What is your feedback about this global community? You have the mic, Mr. Gary. What is your feedback on this global community of entrepreneurs? The mic is yours, Mr. Gary.
I think that this global community is small but perfectly formed. And when I said earlier, I think it was to Dr. Maria, no, it wasn't, it was to Kevin actually, you need to be well known. And all the good that you're doing and all the enthusiasm you're dispensing, all the people that you're helping, as you say, it's not just an African forum, it's a global leadership forum. And you need to push out those roots now. It's a land and expand time for you. And I'm certain that you will compound the effect that you're having on so many different people. So I'm a fan. I'm a big fan. And if you ever need me to help in any way, I will be here for you.
Wow, wow, wow. So amazing. Thank you once again, Mr. Gary. And there's something I want you to do, Mr. Gary. I want you to look at your screen right now. We really want to appreciate you for this amazing belief. And we're going to be showing you some love. You know, today I can promise you, you're going to be seeing the highest number of virtual love so far. And
That's beautiful.
yeah, entrepreneurs across the globe. Can we do this for Mr. Gary Ashford? Let's show Mr. Gary that entrepreneurial love. Can we hit our reaction button? Let's show Mr. Gary. Mr. Gary, I want you to stay glued to your screen as you experience the greatest number of virtual love you've ever seen. So once again, Mr. Gary, good to have you here. So much. We love you for that amazing delivery. Thank you. We love you. And so quickly, our time is fast spent. I'm just going to be, please do not go anywhere. We're still going to be hitting the dance floor in the next few seconds. So please, this is a global community, and we come together like this every Saturday, 6 p.m. GMT plus 1. So please do well. Check your time zone, set your reminders, and make it a day with us every Saturday. And then I also want you to know, you see, to ensure that you don't miss very important updates, reminders, or opportunities. So kindly join our WhatsApp community using the link in the chat. Admin would do well to drop the link in the chat. And then also, I want to give us a GEF update. Now, listen to this. The Global Business Forum, one of the flagship activations of the Global Entrepreneurship Festival, has officially commenced. Now, this month, we're going to be in Ghana, August 28th. Please don't miss out. If you're in Ghana, I can assure you, August 28th, you have to be there. It's going to be amazing, amazing. It's going to, afford you exceptional networking opportunities with industry leaders, investors, policymakers, and entrepreneurs across the globe. But don't forget, attendance is strictly by invitation. And you see, you can be part of these, of those who support what we are doing, in our organization. I can assure you, every week like this, every Saturday, that level of consistency in reaching out to blessing entrepreneurs across the globe. So don't miss out on the opportunity to support us in doing more. Admin will do well to put the link in the chat. Every contribution goes a long way to ensure we continue to give value. And before you rush to the dancing floor, don't forget this, our mantra. You know how we do it? Every Saturday like this, we put our hands together like this. And you know why we put our hands together like this? Though we're a global community, but we believe in unity. We believe in togetherness, in synergy, and in collaboration. It's a call and response mantra. And you know how we do it? When I say, if you can achieve this much alone, you say right back at me, how much more can we achieve together? 1, 2, 3, go. Let's do this. If you can achieve this much alone,
how much more can we achieve together?
So we're going to be going to the dance floor now. Don't go anywhere.
You're rocking with the best.
Drop what you are doing.
This is the Entrepreneurs Assembly.
Drop your link. Also do that to connect with Mr. Gary Ashford. Mr. Gary, you can drop
where
your
entrepreneurs from different parts of the world come together to connect.
Now, time to go on the dance floor. Yeah,
Collaborate
DJ.
and build strategic partnerships.
Only one life, it's only one life, so I live it up. No time for drama, palafa, and the plenty talk. But I see the if you give me lemon, don't like wahala, come on, wahala. So, na so, like that, my joy, and me a joy, na so, like that. Anything with you make me para, no just carry on, come on, go now, away, away, away. Bad energy, far away, 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 away. Bad energy, stay away. See me, my head, I saw, let nobody quench your fire. You are going to rub for you. Draw you for my attack tattoo. Oh baby, I do. Even if them say not taboo, I can still choose you. Put your head on my shoulder, make I papa you. Boom, come to Bafe, I go answer you. Yeah, oh Susie, baby, Cinderella. Oh, come and stand under my umbrella.
You be tina, I be sugar. I be kids and make you booga. Bounce for me, kamaruga. Tucheze paranawe. Oh baby love, for you I be ninja soldier maharage. Wali nyama ninja mboga maharage. Tembea kwa kuringa koga maana we. Meni shika mkinga zoba fana we. Oh you check you mo, for like it will be no more for me. Oh you check you mo, for like it will be no. Check you more. For like it will be no more for me. Well, check you more. For like it will be no. You want to come between us, baby? Then go fail. Yeah, what they me, I go demonstrate. Baby, 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 I go there for you. I go there. I go say, sweet potato, if you leave me, now I go there. Mommy, you no need to make up. You dey stay. Baby, 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 I go there for you. I go there. I go say, make I talk, make we open this fire. Chapter 10, my love life. Open eye, Jamaica go on life. As we dey love, she dey samina. See the waka waka, eh. I for dey for you. I for dey for you like Nelson Mandela. See the way I dey love, see the way I dey love. It dey be like I am a Pluto go, Toronto deal, don't go dey trouble. They not to bother when
Is the Entrepreneurs Assembly, where entrepreneurs from different parts of the world come together to connect, collaborate, and build strategic partnerships. Join us now.